Brrr, boy. Merry Christmas, everybody. Okay, man up. It's not that cold, inside or out, but I just wanted to put a cool little filter for the holiday. Duh. And it's not quite Christmas yet, but it's close enough. In case you're one of the fucks that don't read titles, there will indeed be spoilers to the 2023 Wonka movie. I know it's been 2 years now, but you know what? It doesn't even matter if it's the first movie ever made. Spoilers are spoilers. And quite frankly, I really need to quit pretending that 2 years ago was ancient history. I can comprehend the length of 2 years. It's not hard. With that said, in the 66th episode of Behemoth Blog Master, which aired a few years before Wonka even came to the theater, I said the Oompa Loompas were basically slaves to Willy Wonka, but since the prequel came out, I can confirm that is not the case. I hope you heard what I said earlier about there being spoilers, because I really do mean it, and I'm not going to mention it again. But basically, the Oompa Loompas originate from an island known as Loompa Land. I think all of us knew that, whether we've seen the Chalamet movie or not. However, though, according to what I remember, Wonka actually stole some chocolate from the island. And as payback, one of the Loomps flew across the ocean in their contraption, whatever it was. So ultimately, they were foes at first. But after Slugworth tried to kill Wonka and a friend he had named Noodle and a bunch of chocolate, the Oompa came to his rescue. And to return the favor, Wonka gave him back some chocolate, plus the opportunity of a lifetime.
It's a shame you have to go.
I said good day.
I'm going to share my chocolate with the world. I'm going to need more than a shop.
I'm sure you will.
I'm going to need a factory.
Good luck with that.
And someone to head up the tasting department.
The tasting department.
Yeah, it is a very different feeling to see stories unfold long after the established story takes place, but it happened before. Prequels are pretty interesting, I can't lie. I know what you're thinking. Star Wars? Well, Star Wars isn't based on a book. It started off its own thing. So, it doesn't make sense, to me at least. They couldn't have just done it in order. But that's not the point. I'm kind of jumping the gun here, but what I'm about to say is kind of the main point of this episode. The anatomy of the Oompa Loompas is pretty strange. They are very similar to cows in how they can just eat and eat and eat and still never get bigger. You know, cows have 4 stomachs. Well, technically they have 1, but with 4 different compartments. But basically there's 4 different sections of their stomach where they can hold food, which causes the cows to be able to eat obsessively. Dogs have only 1 regular stomach, but their brain does not have the power to let them know when enough is enough, and so they just eat, and they puke repeatedly. Oompa Loompas, though, are a mix of both those creatures. Firstly, I want to say they have at least 2 stomachs, or 2 divisions, whatever you want to call it. They have at least 2 different areas for holding food, and it's not confirmed anywhere, but that's just the Kale quote of the day.
2.
That's easy. 200 is twice 100.
Not 200. Just 2.
2? What do you mean you only opened 2?
I don't care very much for chocolate.
Well, I can't figure out just 2, so let's pretend you opened 200. Now, if you open 200 Wonka bars, apart from being dreadfully sick...
But more notably, they can get full after their sweetie feast. But they cannot actually gain weight or get diabetes from all the sugar and sodium or whatever's in the chocolate. And they do not ever throw up. Oompa Loompas do not barf, I guess. That's why I say that their genetics are a mix between canines and cattle. Because they get paid in chocolate, which they love. Despite that, they work in a chocolate factory with chocolate rivers and stuff, and other candies that they can just take from flowers and... But you'd think they'd have enough of this food already. I don't know. You see, human beings, non-Oompa Loompas, need to be more careful of these things. Like, the heaviest my body has ever weighed is probably 282 pounds. I'm not making that up. I have lost some of that, but if that number keeps going up, the harder it's going to be to get up those stairs. Even right now, it's kind of a struggle after I eat. But up here is where my bedroom/studio is, so it is definitely worth the risk so I can keep on blogging. But yeah, like I said, Oompa Loompas do have access to all the chocolate they'll ever need, which is kind of the only stuff they'll eat. They never grow tired of it, and to add to that, there are no predators in the factory like there were on the island, so it's pretty much a safe sanctuary for them. Honestly, it sounds like living the dream. Like, if they were slaves, they would not be liking their living environment. And you know what Charlie said at the end of the movie, right?
How did you like the chocolate factory, Charlie?
I think it's the most wonderful place in the whole world.
Yeah, they don't despise the factory like I used to think. I was completely incorrect. And did I happen to mention, I believe I did earlier, but the Oompa Loompas are great engineers. They've helped Wonka develop all sorts of wacky-ass devices. Just to name off a few. There's a machine that makes everlasting gobstoppers. A candy that does not dissolve in your mouth no matter how much it is sucked. Seems odd though, like, you would have to take it out of your mouth eventually, and if you can't swallow it, what are you gonna do? Just keep putting it in and out of your mouth repeatedly? Germs, you ding-ding. Jams! The whole satisfaction of eating food is that it goes down your throat. I mean, sure, yes, your taste buds are on your tongue, which is where you get the most flavor from, but it's still not the same as chewing it and letting it go down. There are exceptions like gum, which you can chew and taste as if it were food, but it's meant to be spitting out and put in the trash. Imagine if we did that to our foods, like, yeah, I don't want to gain any weight, but I love that pizza. I'm gonna just... Disgusting. Let's be honest, the concept of an everlasting gobstopper is pretty silly. Honey never expires, but that doesn't mean it's meant to be eaten forever. And besides, you know, nothing that's yellow ever seems to expire. I wonder what? Okay, I'm getting too carried away with that. Back to the point. These Oompa Loompas are also good, at least some of them are, with chemistry. Because they have made beverages that allow you to float up and up and up. What exactly is the point? Only they know. But I've mentioned a streamer known as Marcus in the past. It's been about 3 years since I've mentioned him and 3.5 since I've discovered him. I said his name was Marcus, but it's actually Mercus with a U. He was quoting that one line from the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka. What was it again?
You stole fizzy lifting drinks.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, why am I doing that? I can just do that.
You stole.
What are you doing?
You stole fizzy lifting.
Man, I really am starting to forget what's in my childhood movies. But probably my favorite contraption that I'm assuming also came from the Oompa Loompas is the Wonka-vator. Oh lord. We all know it's like an elevator, except, well, elevators can only go up and down. The Wonka-vator can go in all directions, like front ways, back ways, square ways, long ways, tilt ways, turn ways, black ways, white ways, gray ways, Kale ways, Oklahoma ways, America ways, up your damn ass ways, out your damn ass ways, Declaration of Independence ways, around the whole universe ways, shut the fuck up already ways, and so many more. I don't want to get a headache before Christmas Day comes, so I'll just cut it out. Happy holidays, everyone! Even more years. Keep on getting knocked out like dead asses. But hey, 2026 will be damn good. And so will 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030, 2031, 2032, 2033, 2034, 2035, 2036, 2037, don't forget that one. 2038, 2039, 2040 for sure, 2041, 2042, 2043, 2044, 2045.